been attacked or hit or something. She might have a crack at us.
But this is what fledglings look like. They look very helpless on the ground.
This is going to go down real quick. So now we're going to head out to a water dragon, which has got himself stuck under a water tank. And the member public, she's explained that he's tried to get out and looks like he's been there for a while. So we don't know exactly what he's trapped in, but it is common for water dragons to get themselves stuck in man-made objects.
Hello, I'm Erica, this is Richie.
Morning, Margaret. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I see, yeah.
Oh, it is just a crate, yeah. Let's have a look and see. All right, little fella. Yeah, what have you done here? I know. We're free.
Yeah.
Yep. You just need a little bit of a helping hand. I'll bring him round. When they get stuck by the back legs like that, we just need to check in the groin because sometimes they rub on it and give themselves a cut. But he was barely even caught. Every now and again, see in nature, things are usually a bit more pliable, you know, trees and things, so they can push their way through. But human-made things are so solid that often they get stuck. But every now and again too, you'll see reptiles stuck in the rocks or something in the wild and they got stuck and couldn't get out. We'll let him go because he's fine. All right, ready, mate? There you go. Don't go back to the crate.
Yeah,
Not to the crate. Go back the other way, mate. No, he's through. He's sorted.
We're after an ibis with an injured leg who's just lying down the side of this gentleman's house, but he still thinks it can fly, so we're just going to grab some nets as well. Because ibis are notoriously hard to catch if they just have an injured leg, but he could have something else going on, or he might have been hit and it could be affecting his spine or his pelvic bone or something a bit worse as well that's stopping him from flying. So yeah, we'll just take towels and nets and everything with us just in case.
Just down the back.
Oh yeah.
If someone walks in from this side and I walk in from the other side, just because I know my way in, he's not gonna try and fly up anyway. He's gonna try.
Yeah, he'd have a hard time getting up. Yeah.
So we can probably just grab him.
Yeah.
What are your suggestions there?
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a good plan. It might be good to have 2 nets on either side.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey mate. Hey matey. He's very skinny. Poor guy. That's all right, mate. Yeah, just the way it's hanging, and he doesn't want to.
It's the joint.
Yeah. Poor guy.
It's not in pain, so that's great.
Yeah, they're very, very stoic. Stoic animals. Yeah.
Good one. Really
Thanks
appreciate
for calling
it.
us.
Well,
That's
well
good
done, just
timing.
spotting it. And have a good rest of your day.
Thanks.
He would be so skinny just from, I'd say, probably the length of time that he's had that injury. So I'd say that's probably been an old injury that he's been managing to get around with. And if he can still fly, he's probably been able to fly around and land on one leg. But whether he has the proper feeling or ability to actually use his toes and be able to extend and pull his leg up, or whether it is quite painful or he doesn't have that ability at all, yeah, we won't know until he gets back to the hospital, but yeah. Very flighted, hey? Oh, mate. Maybe that's because you're just a fledgling. So we've done our pickup of the animals from one of the local vet clinics. it looks like a grey butcherbird, a young butcherbird. So it's at the stage we call them fledglings, where they've come out of the tree. They can often do a little flutter to the ground, but they're not yet at the stage where they're able to fly, get a lot of good height, or keep up with the parents when they're hunting for their food or looking for their food or nectar. And we do get a lot of people picking them up off the ground because they do look like they've been isolated or orphaned. But usually the parents are hanging around, but they're just keeping their distance because not all species will swoop you and be really protective like magpies. Some of them will choose to sit back and watch. So we're going to try to take this guy back to where he was picked up from and make sure that it's the right family and that the interaction goes smoothly, and then we can leave them from there.
Okay, kid, let's find your parents.
You going to go? Let go of your tail. You can't sit on my hand. Come on. Go on the ground. There you go. The butcherbirds are quite funny. They don't always come in straight away to feed the baby bird. Some birds like the magpies come in and it's a big drama, like, where have you been, to their offspring. But the butcherbirds tend to sort of see them and then hang out, know that they're there, and then work on going and getting some food to bring it back to them. They're fairly nonchalant. There's a few noisy miners around, but they haven't seemed to bother the butcherbird fledgling at the moment. So the parent's just flown up into the tree up here and is just keeping an eye on the fledgling off the ground. But this is what fledglings look like. They look very helpless on the ground. So it's why they get picked up a lot, but there's nothing wrong with them. As long as they can still perch, as long as they're still standing up using their legs, it looks like they've got even wings, not that one would be hanging lower than the other, and they're active, they're bright, then it's safe to leave them where they are. Hey buddy, hey. I know. We're just gonna put you up here. Now that his parents have seen where he is, you're all right, you're okay. We're just going to move him just up into the shade and just so he's off the ground. He might fly down again lower onto the ground because that's what they do. They learn to fly and get to the ground. But just for now, get him out of the sun. He's in an area where the parents, they know he's here. There's one in this tree looking out for him. And then if he ends up on the ground again while we're not here, that's okay. That's how it's going to happen. But just so he's a little bit safer for the time being during the day. Well, we know he's in safe hands, shall we?
Watch out! Whoa. Danger. I thought you clicked on that. Now, whatever you do, don't click on it. That's danger, remember? No clicking. No clicking.